Hello again to the ReCaptain summaries. Today I shall present a cataclysmic film from 2020 called Greenland. Spoilers follow, be careful and stay safe. We observe building efforts taking place atop a giant skyscraper. Two folks are chatting regarding various holdups. The individual who is annoyed by the circumstance is the chief, John. Shortly afterward, he is operating his vehicle, hearing the broadcast regarding a deep space object that shall pass by near to world. He reaches a residential district and heads toward a residence. Hesitant to enter, he joins a space where a lady is observed upon a runner, that is Allison, his spouse. They share a tense talk concerning their youngster, Nathan, and his coming natal celebration. The child comes and is thrilled to view him. They visit his bedroom and speak regarding a sketch he created of the nearing fireball called Clarke. As they are resting on the mattress, it is shown that the youngster is a diabetic. They speak regarding John's absence from his mother. Afterward, the trio of them are in a parlor hearing the reports regarding the fireball. The cosmic entity is traveling quickly toward world and is comprised of numerous bits of ice trailing behind it. That evening, he is observed shifting back into home, occupying a visitor bedroom. The following day, the father is hearing the reports regarding the fireball once more. They are stating that shards of the object will strike on world, but that there is no cause to fret. While he is scrubbing the barbecue for the coming celebration, Allison enters and informs him that he ought to visit the market to grab a few items. He brings his youngster with him, and while yet in the parking area, everybody is gazing up at the firmament. They view the fireball nearing. Within the market, as they are buying, John receives a governmental signal on his device, and then a programmed ring. No one else within the market is receiving the identical signal. He is notified that him, together with his spouse and his youngster, are picked for urgent bunker relocation. The identical signal is displayed on the residence screen, but Allison does not observe it. John swiftly departs the market with his youngster. As they are motoring home, he views army trucks and jets traveling the opposite direction. When they reach home, the folks have already collected for the celebration. John goes to speak to Allison within the kitchen and queries her if she received the identical signal. She ignores him, assuming it is merely a trial, but he informs her regarding the army he observed on the path. Leery regarding what is occurring with the fireball, both of them return to the parlor where everybody is viewing the reports, anticipating to observe a portion of the fireball striking the Atlantic Sea. No one is distressed as a picture of the shard is displayed on the TV monitor, and the youngsters begin counting down. When they reach to 1, waiting to observe the splash within the sea, nothing occurs for a period. There is a slight tremor and John exits out of the residence. He views a group of fowl soaring away when suddenly a giant blast hits him, also felt within the residence as well. He returns in and everybody is terrified, still hearing the reports. The announcer declares that the shard has hit a town in Florida with a blast that was felt for many miles. The town was entirely destroyed. As a space view of the fireball striking is being displayed on the reports, the folks wonder if further shards will strike the globe. John receives another governmental signal. The ring sounds on both his device and the TV so everybody can view what the text says. None of the others are receiving the identical text, which clarifies that John cannot bring anyone else to the bunker besides his kin. He receives a passcode to board the jet on his device. The others depart in a fright. John and Allison are bundling, anxious if they will possess sufficient insulin for the youngster. The boy queries regarding his grandfather. Allison is preparing nourishment and hearing the horrifying reports as John goes to fetch Nathan, who says that the firmament is on flame. Exiting out of the driveway, they view that none of their pals received the identical ring. One of them informs the family that the reports are detailing that a massive shard of the fireball called World Slayer will strike the world in 2 days. As they are departing, another neighbor sprints to them, pleading to grab their daughter. John denies and they motor off, bickering within the car that even if they did grab her, she might have been turned away at the airfield. Later, as they are motoring, folks are observed already raiding the markets. Suddenly they motor up to a giant traffic block on the road and John goes the other path, taking a side track. They are hearing the reports on the broadcast saying that there have been further strikes and others are expected, which might erase entire towns or even lead to an extinction-level tragedy. They reach at the airbase being protected by the army. Folks are gathered around the gates because they are not being granted in. The family shoves through a throng and is granted entry with the code they obtained. Once inside, they are handed bands for social recognition and are instructed to shift all their items into one tinier path. Suddenly, they notice the insulin for Nathan is missing and John goes to fetch it from the car. Allison goes to tell the troops regarding her spouse, but informs them regarding the boy's sugar illness and triggers a crisis. She is brought to a higher commander that tells her that anybody with a lasting ailment element cannot be on the jet. Allison tries to argue with her, but she gets turned down. She and her youngster get led out of the camp. Meanwhile, John returns and is headed toward the jets, searching for them, oblivious of what is occurring. John boards one of the jets that is nearly taking off and tries to contact Allison, but cannot. One of the flyers there views the insulin and informs him regarding the statutes concerning lasting ailments. John panics and queries to depart the jet. Suddenly the camp gets broken, and the folks begin firing toward the army. The jet that John was leaving has a fuel leak, so he tells everybody to exit and sprints away. The jet combusts and triggers a chain event. John discovers regarding his family being blocked as the two of them are already back at the car. Nathan is already short on insulin. The mayhem in front of the camp persists, so John takes a duration to get back at the car too. Once there, he finds a note from Allison that she is bringing Nathan to her father's home, so John goes after them. On the path there, Allison and the youngster reach a chemist. She verifies his blood glucose, and they go to find insulin for him. Suddenly a mob enters inside and begins firing, murdering folks all around. They manage to flee and get into a car with some folks that will bring them part of the path to her father's. The duo Allison is traveling with start behaving oddly very quickly. Eventually, they eject her out the car, steal her band, and motor off with her youngster, leaving her lost on the road. Meanwhile, John is fortunate enough to find a ride toward north as well. Inside the van, John starts a talk with one of the men, Colin, who informs him that they are bound for Canada, where the driver identifies someone that possesses a jet and can bring folks to the bunkers. Seemingly, the army has placed the bunkers on Greenland. The man tells him to find his family and join him in Canada so they can take one of the jets to another. One of the folks in the van watches John's band and asks that John gives it to him, but when he denies, a giant brawl begins. The brawl causes the van to turn and smash, tossing the folks from the rear out. The brawl persists regardless, and John ends up murdering the fellow. Colin perishes in the smash. In the interval, Allison gets another ride toward the camp where the folks that grabbed Nathan are headed. He is still observed traveling with them when they reach the flight camp. At the first halt, as they are displaying the bands, the youngster tells the soldier that those folks are not his parents, and the soldier gets them taken away, bringing him inside. Later, Allison gets there too and tries to find him from one halt to another, from one clinic unit to another. She finally finds him, and she is notified that he has been given insulin. The nurse says she will assist Allison find an army truck to her father's town, and that she will stock her with drug for Nathan. John enters into a residence for some fluid and food. He verifies the reports instantly, only to observe that the main strike is expected in just below 24 hours. He finds keys to the family's car and takes it, reaching to Allison's father fast. He finds him gaming cards with his chums, asking regarding his daughter. They resolve to put their conflicts aside and labor together to find her and Nathan. Meanwhile, the two of them reach at a fuel station and ring the residence. John and her father go to fetch them up, and the family is finally back together. All of them get back to the residence and observe that the data John obtained regarding the bunkers was real. He persuaded Allison that they should go to Canada and test their fate, so they ready for the trip there. Sadly, they cannot persuade Allison's father to join them. Suddenly a massive shard of the fireball strikes nearby, urging them to go instantly. Allison's father hands John a pistol and says his departures, staying behind. As they motor away, John and Allison bond during the trip, swearing to stay together. They halt for a barricade along the path when gravel from the fireball begins falling all around them. John motors out from the row of cars, but the shards are falling everywhere. Allison gets in the rear to shield Nathan while John tries to find cover. They halt near a span where others lurk as well, but John sprints off to assist a man out of a flaming car. Later that evening, they persist their trip and enter into Canada. While looking for the airstrip, they hear to the broadcast and learn that they do not possess much more duration until the grandest part of the fireball strikes world and wipes more than 75% of all living entities. As they motor, they observe one jet gaining air and another nearly taking off, so they hunt after the second one. John halts the jet by motoring right in front of it. The aviator is hesitant to bring them in since he is already at total limit, but they win in persuading him. John has a fantasy about nicer eras, and when he stays up, they are nearing Greenland. The site appears untouched by the fireball until a point later, a shard strikes the fluid and builds a blast that hits the jet. Both motors are failing as the aviator tries to hold the jet in the firmament. They hover through the air, grounding neatly, but strike the ice sheet. The aviators are trapped on strike, but John is not able to assist them. He views an army jet ground a mile away, so he points the folks from the jet there. When they reach, an army truck brings them in and gets them to the bunker. As they are going inside, the World Slayer strikes. The strike will reach them in a case of moments, and the folks are still getting deeper within the bunker. Once inside, they ready for strike, and a memory is observed of their past life when they were joyful together. 9 months later, the world is barren, towns ruined totally. A broadcast pulse is hunting for survivors and builds a link, informing the hearing side that the grid has settled and there is no radioactivity. The doors of the bunker open and show that the family is still living. Facing the decay of the world as a mark of promise, they observe a bird soaring outside and begin exiting out of the bunker. As the world is observed from orbit, broadcast pulses talk from all around the planet. There are folks still living everywhere on the world. Ensure to join and click on alerts so you can view more clips like this. Thanks for viewing.